Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me make sure I'm looking at the camera and not at myself. I am Cicely Renee, and I'm so excited because I haven't been on YouTube in maybe what 3, 4 weeks. I don't know. It seems like a long time, and so I am here. I have been guided towards more like live streams, and someone gifted me a webcam, and then people are telling me about StreamYard and just a whole bunch of things. And I was just like, wow, yeah, I feel like I'm supposed to be getting back on the YouTube and doing videos and whatnot. And so I am testing this out. I have not cleaned my back space, so it is a mess. You know what? It's okay. I am not one of those neat freaks, unfortunately. I'm not, one that just has everything organized in its place. I live in a little bit of chaos, which is good and bad because my chaos can prevent me from progressing and doing the things that I want to do and being excellent at those things, right? But sometimes I can deal with it. Right now, we're just going to deal with it. So I just wanted to let y'all know. So God has been telling me to rest. And he keeps telling me to rest. And I don't know why I am resting. And maybe it's because soon I will be on the go. So I have no idea. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe not. I don't know what's going to happen. But God keeps telling me to rest. And so I'm just like, okay, let's rest. And so at first, he didn't say it rest, but things kept happening. Like I just didn't have the energy to do things. Like I was stressed, I was getting anxiety, and I'm like, okay, this reminds me of when I was working full time and, doing everything and anything under the sun, always on the go. And I was just like, okay, we're starting to feel those effects from, back when you were stressed and filled with anxiety. And I'm like, okay, we are stepping out of the will of God because that's not how we're supposed to live and, live through that way through life, right? And so I have had to like cancel things. And then also like when I try to do things, like it just felt so forced. And I just don't like creating or doing anything where I am forced. And so I had to just kind of step down, step back, and just relax a bit. Like I did a few things, but I wasn't doing as much as I had originally planned. And so that was happening. And then um I literally heard him say rest, rest, and he kept saying rest to me. And I was like, okay, I guess I should rest. And so I have been resting. And in my resting, I create, and I have been able to create, and it has been such a beautiful thing. I love to create. And like I'm at a point where I'm just like, God, I just want to create and share the word of you, right? Share your word to the world. And I'm just like, okay. So I know I have to step back on a few things, and just try and just let God lead me and guide me wherever I'm going. So this week has been amazing as far as creativity. This woman named Becca and her team they put on this thing called Workshop Week, and they do that every year. And this is my first year really participating. I know I signed up last year, but I didn't get a chance to participate in the workshops, unfortunately. And so this new year, I was able to and I have been creating, and I have been, staying up late and creating on the balcony, but the temperature definitely has risen. So now I can't be on my balcony doing the things that I love to do. And but it's still so now that means I have to clean up my space so that I can create, so it doesn't seem too cluttered, right? And so some of my creations that I've done, like I got this art notebook, and let's see. I took this workshop with Makeswell or something like that. And then this is one of the art pieces that I created from that experience. And I absolutely love it. And because I love it so much, I actually did another one based off of that. And so I feel like this is going to be one of my ways. I really like her technique. There's another class that I took that, and I was following this. Well, I knew about this artist, but I just could not remember her name. And it was so cool that she was one of the instructors. And I was like, that's a sign. And so she does this thing where she does cut paper collages, and I think all she were. She creates for Hallmark, and I just was like, wow, that's so cool. And so what I did some so I wanted to so this other girl who posted so with the workshop week, the people put like the hashtags, and so you go and look through people's creations with that hashtag and whatnot. And so I saw this woman, she did hers, but she did hers digitally. And I was like, please teach a class. So she said there's this class on Skillshare that, she took. And so I took that class as well. So this week is all has been all about creating, just creating. And so like I have so many creations in here. And so the class that I took, I cannot quite remember her name, but this is one of the pieces, part of the class. This was one of the class projects. And you can't really see the details too well, but it looks like cut paper. And it has the shadows. It's really cool. And so let's see. I'll show you one that I just did that I'll be posting on a postcard or something. But I just thought that was phenomenal. Like I was like, okay. And it's really cool because like once I take a class, it's like I pick up right away. And I'm just like, wow, God, thank you for that skill. Thank you for that because there are things, of course, that I struggle with. Like I'm not the best at like portraits and stuff like that. And so Lynn Gyunta, I don't know how to say her name, but this is her project for the workshop week. And so that you guys, I don't know about you, but creating makes my heart happy. Like it is healing, you guys. And, one of the things that I do is that it's called the Creative Wellness Project, where we mix faith, art, and journaling. And so, creating with God in mind and just meditating on His Word while being and hearing from Him is just, it's just so freeing, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but it just makes me, yeah, I guess it's freeing. Like I just feel like I'm floating on cloud nine with my father, and it is so awesome. Anyways, there's more art pieces. And so one of the things that I was stressing out about is I have vendor markets, a lot of vendor markets this month. And I just was like, I need more products to share, new art. And I was just trying to force creations. And so that was stressing me out. And so then I just was like, let's just create just to create. And if it turns out into a piece where you can put it on a t-shirt or in a bag, well then that's what we do. But we're not going to create just to make money. And so that has been part of my process of resting. So creating just to create. And if it ends up looking great, then put it up for sale. And so I have absolutely added some things to my shop. But anyways, we just a few more updates. Me, the creative wellness, sheets at feet groups. We are reading through the Bible in 52 weeks. And today we just finished up Matthew chapter 19. And so we have completed Genesis and Exodus, and we just started Matthew. Um, and it's been just amazing. I will tell you though, like the enemy definitely will try and stop you, because there were days where I just was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But I'm like, I wanna do it, but then as soon as I start doing it, I get so tired, and words just start blending together, and I'm just like, "What happened here?" And so I'm hoping, today was a lot better, thank God. And I had yesterday was a good day too. Um, and so I just, the enemy doesn't want you in your word, because he knows how much power is in there. And when you know God's word, you know God. And so he doesn't want us to know that. He doesn't want us to know, that because we have our Father, who is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, that we are part of that kingdom, and we are royalty, and we have power, we have access. And so if you don't know your word, you're not gonna know the Lord, right? So, and not just reading just to be reading, but like also taking it in, like applying, the principles, and learning from, the people, their experiences, listening to what the Lord is speaking to you about. It's just phenomenal. I just love it. And so I get really excited. But yeah, like I was saying, the enemy will try and stop you from that. And so yeah. And so guys, just like rest in me, rest in creativity, just rest. And it's not so much as like sleeping all day every night. Um, well, you sleep every night, but not just sleeping. That's not what I mean, or what he means by rest, but just like, taking the focus off of doing so much, or being on the run, or always, having to do something. Just rest in his, presence, rest in him, the word, be in a place where you can hear from God. Because if you are constantly on the go, constantly on the phone, constantly scrolling, constantly just taking in everything, then you're not going to hear from God. And you're going to be stressed, and you're going to be sick, because stress causes sickness. And yeah, so anywho, I just wanted to share that with y'all. And soon I will be back making videos, and my podcast. Um, and so I just hope that you guys are having an amazing day, and you guys come back, and we're gonna create. So this is the goal, is to be like a creative Bible study YouTube channel. And so I want to do a lot more creating on here. I'm just still trying to figure out, technical stuff, like how do you do, like what cameras to use, all of that. And my lighting has been so bad. So that has been an issue as well. So I'm just trying to figure it out. And then once we figure it out, it's on the go from there. It's like, yeah, yep. But again, I am Cicely Renee, and I'm super excited that you are here. And I pray over you and your family and your life. I pray that you, have peace and joy, and that, you have that time with God. You have that intentional, quiet time to really just be in His Word, and just be in Him, right? Rest in Him, abide in Him. And so if you guys have questions, definitely put them in the comments below. And yeah, peace and blessings.